Hey everyone, thanks so much for getting on the call tonight. It was funny, before in the pre-call we were just chit-chatting, I was saying, I used to get really nervous just to host a call. Tonight I'm like, I'm not nervous to host a call. You guys are, I pretty much know all of you and I know what I want to say, but again, I don't have any notes really written out, and I get kind of like, well, how am I going to say this? And then we were just saying, well, you know what, like, I'm not making anything up, so it's not like I can't just tell you what I want to tell you. So just real and raw and who I am. So first off, for those that don't yet know me, I'm Lee Ratterman, and I guess I founded and started this team by inviting your coaches and their coaches, and we kind of have grown from there. I see a few of my people that I've sponsored on this call, and then mostly the rest of you are, I will call you, descendants of the people that I brought in. And so that is the beauty of this business. This business is the power of many, and as you help share your passion for these products with people, it will grow. And it's like that little Wella commercial. I don't know how many of you remember that from when I was little, probably none of you, maybe two of you. But you tell a friend, and they tell a friend, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends. And then our screen kind of looks like it does right now, because everybody brings their two friends. And so that's the beauty and the power of network marketing, is that I might not have the most sales in the month I'm on our team anymore, but now I'm helping other people help more people, and that's okay if I'm not the top seller. For years, I was the number one person, and although I loved it because I'm all about challenges and that's who I am, I was like, how come I'm one? Who are the other people doing what I'm doing? And all of a sudden, I'm in the top 5 or the top 10, but I'm not always number one anymore. And that just means that we have other people that are equally as passionate as I am on the team. And many of you are those people, which, again, really excites me. Because
she's pretty there.
Go ahead and mute your lines, guys, because there's a lot of people on, and just in case I'm on a cell phone or something, I can't figure out who's talking. So the reason that many of you have tuned in tonight is to hear what I want to tell you. And really what that is it's my story about me giving up, and then someone believing in me and me saying, you know what? No, you're right. That would be really hard, and I don't know if I want to work that hard, but I'll regret not working that hard, so I'm going to do it. And that's the story in a nutshell. So basically, and this, I can go ahead and prove this theory over and over again by looking back and showing you other times in my Beachbody career and in my life where this happened. But what went down at Summit, and even leading up to Summit, this year I have not been the top recruiter on our team. I will be the first to admit. There were many years where I was the top recruiter on the Fit Club Network team, that I recruited 5 people in a week. I recruited 7 people in 7 days. I mean, my name was read on every call. I was bringing in new people, and I could hardly sponsor those people. I was bringing them in, but I didn't really know them all. I couldn't really help them all. And that was good for its purpose. It was to grow our team, and that's what I needed to do. And I would do it over again because it brought in all of you. And I still need to go back to find that balance of recruiting more than I am right now. But the point is that this year I'm not the top recruiter on our team. And I've recruited probably, 12 people maybe so far this year, which is more than I recruited last year. But the year before that and before that, I have been recruiting in the 20s, 30s, 40s, There was a lot of people coming in. And I think it's just, I've sort of tried to change the balance of things. Regardless of the reasons why that happened, what I noticed was my business changed. And I was still earning money, and I still am, but the new growth drives a lot of your business, and it drives some of your recognition, and it drives the energy of your team. And for me, I think I had taken for granted that I would attend a leadership conference that we host every fall because I work my business. I actively work my business. I promise you, there's not a day that I don't share and work out and drink my shake, talk to a few people, invite someone to a group, post in my group. I do all the activities. But I think from when I look at it, I obviously didn't have as many recruits, and I didn't have recruits that were doing what I do. I was having people who might join for the discount, but they weren't necessarily building teams. And so what that does is when you have people doing what you're doing, it creates elite points. I'm going to tell you my story in a minute, but I'm going to kind of give you backstory so that you understand where it's coming from. So elite points are something the company recognizes for you to hit the status of elite, to hit the status of premier, to qualify for certain events and trips, to go to this fall leadership, which they started 7 years ago. This is our 7th one. And I know that because the very first one was created when I was pregnant with Molly. They announced it, and the date was set, and I was like, oh crap, I'm pregnant. I can't get there because I'm having a baby that week. My baby's due a week before then. How am I have had 4 kids, so I have 3 kids at the time. I knew that I can't travel 1 week postpartum. There's just no way I would be sane or functioning, or I just don't think it would happen. So by luck, I said in my head, I'm going no matter what, but I knew that the baby would be the what that would keep me from going. But other than the baby, I was like, that baby is out of me, I'm going. So I had to figure out a way. Like I said, she came early. So she was due in October and she came in September. She was due probably the 3rd week of October. She came like 21 days early and she was born on the 24th. So you can figure that out. But she came out early, and then there was that 1 week. And I'm like, I don't think I can do this with 1 week. And then they moved the event, or maybe it was 2 weeks. They moved the event by 1 week because Tony Horton had a conflict. So now I had a 3-week-old baby, and I had this event that I had my heart set on going because I knew, and I could even back up before that and tell you why I knew that I had to be at that event. So why I knew I had to be at that event was because the year prior, they had been, and maybe it was that year. Was it that year? No, it was that year. The whole year of she was born in 2009. Of 2009, I'd been a Beachbody coach for 2.5 years. The whole year of 2009, I said to myself, oh, you're tired, you're pregnant, you're already working as hard as you can, you'll never be top coach. Every quarter, they had a top coach winner from every region, okay? And in my region, I was like on the leaderboard every month. But every month I'd make an excuse for myself on why I was not going to make it. Because Barbie Decker hadn't made it yet. Because this founder hadn't made it yet. Because I was pregnant. Because I was tired. And you know what? Those excuses played out. Because I didn't try. I just let the excuses be the reason I didn't go. Or I didn't try. And then, the culminated with all the top coaches from all the regions went to Hawaii on the top coach trip. And I didn't go. Well, I had a new baby. I was on vacation in Hawaii anyway that week. I was kind of okay with it. I didn't really get the whole thing. I was kind of okay with that. But what happened was, maybe that was in 2008. What happened was I realized that me saying that and making that all up was true. So what I did the following year in 2010 was say, why not me? And I did everything in my power, starting with that leadership retreat in the fall of 2009, to do everything I could so that I didn't have to say that my excuses were what was going to happen, so that if I tried and I did and I believed, then it would happen. So I think what I did was I caught myself going back into that, oh, you know what, it's going to be really hard and I'm just not going to do it. So let me explain the qualifications for this trip, and then I can explain to you what happened, and then let me entertain some questions because I think I'm just throwing a lot of information at you. But what happened was in order to get to the leadership retreat that Beachbody hosts for the 5-star and above coaches, you have to be a 5-star or above for at least 1 paid week in the month. I think it was in July. And I was. Okay, so I had the 5-star rank. I was paid at least 1 week in July at 5-star. So I had that part. It was the elite points. You had to have a minimum of 20 elite points to get an invitation to the event. And then if you had, I think 60, you got hotel. And if you had more, I don't remember the numbers since I wasn't even close, you got travel money. So a different place on the organization leader ladder, and you get also your funding covered for that too. So I was looking at my business. I was looking at my reports. Every month we get a report. And in June, I got a report, and it said I had 10 points. Okay? So this first 6 months of the year, I had 10 points. And I can't earn those points myself. Elite points are generated on part of the story of recruiting, why it's important to recruit in this business, especially as you're building a team and you really want to achieve great things. You earn elite points by your newly sponsored coaches hitting Success Club. Any coaches that you sponsored in the current year or the prior year, if they hit Success Club, you get 1 elite point. You hit Success Club and they hit Success Club in the same month, you get 2 elite points. Okay? So your power is you can increase the the number, but you can't really control the number. It's what your new coaches do. So that's 1/3 of the way you can get points. The other way you can get points is by your coaches that you brought in the current calendar year. As every 500 PV that they retail or purchase, you get 1 elite point. So for their activity, for you helping them help people, you get points. So really, when you work with your coaches and you help them perform, if you have a new coach who's retailing product and they hit Success Club, I mean, if they hit Success Club, they probably hit 500 PV. So you get 1 point for Success Club, 1 point for 500 PV, and if you're hitting Success Club, you can get another point. So if you have a productive coach, you can get 3 elite points, okay? I'm telling you that I wasn't recruiting because I didn't have productive. And if I was recruiting, I wasn't recruiting business coaches, which again, it was a fact. So at this junction, I said to myself, you have 10 points. It's been 6 months. You really think, this is what I said in my head, you really think you're going to get 10 points in July? Think, like, really? You really think that? I'm like, no, I don't. I know that that's not going to happen because it's impossible. It's so hard. There's no way that's going to happen. So I pretty much said, and I made an excuse, there are, everyone, can you mute your lines? There's people I get feedback, but I can't see who it is. I don't know why. So I just said there's no way, and I sort of believe that. I looked around me, a lot of my peers that were, founders or coaches that had been around for a long time weren't going because they didn't qualify, and I just said, you know what, it's not in the cards. It's a bummer because I've been every year, but it's okay. I'm not going to go, and I'm okay with that. There was a time where I wouldn't have been okay with that, but I've kind of said, you know what, that's just I own it. I didn't recruit. I didn't have business builders on my team this year. They're new, and that's just the state of my business. So I'm owning that, and I'm at Summit, and I'm talking to one of my friends who I've been to leadership with, for the last 4 or 5 years. And I told her, I'm like, hey, guess what? Or she's like, we're going to have to talk, and we'll talk more, and we'll talk at leadership. I said, well, we're going to have to talk, but we can't talk at leadership. And she's like, why? I said, well, because I'm not going to be there. And she's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, I'm not going to qualify. She's like, well, yeah, you are. Why? How can you not qualify? And I go, I only have 10 points. And she's like, well, they extended it a month. And I even knew that, but I'm still like, you know what? There's no way. She's like, how many points do you have? And I said, 10. Oh, I said 12. I thought I had 12. I said, I have 12 points. She's like, okay, well, you totally can do that. She's like, how many points are you going to get this month? I go, I have no idea. And she's like, you know what? I'm not going to let you not be there. So you're going to be there. And I kind of looked at her before I said anything, and I was like, that's a lot of work. Like, that's really hard. I know what it takes, and I don't know that I can say I'm going to do that. And she looked at me, and I said, okay, I'm going to be there. And she's like, all right, we're going to talk next week. I was like, all right. So, I went about, this was at like one of the reward parties, and I went and listened to the concert and, talked to her on Tuesday after Summit. And she's like, so we're going to talk again when you get your report, but what's your plan? I'm like, well, I've got my new coaches that I'm going to work with. I'm going to talk to them. We have Health Bet, and I'm going to see who's up for inviting people. She's like, all right, I like that plan. She's like, go out there. You have to hit Success Club. And I said, that's a non-negotiable. I've hit Success Club 10 for the last 6 months, or I don't know how many, but close to that. And I will do that part of my deal, but I don't know how I'm going to get my coaches to do anything. And I said, but I believe I'm going to do it. And I actually changed my mind. Okay, I wasn't going to not qualify anymore. I was going to qualify. And again, I swear to you, I'm like, this is going to be the hardest thing that I do this month. I'm planning, and I'll tell you what's going on. The kids go back to school this month. I have 4 kids. They're in 3 different schools. They play competitive sports. My son is starting college recruitment. I don't even know what it is. He's starting to be recruited by colleges, so we have that dimension of his play. So he's a competitive soccer player. The kids are trying out for new sports. We have a bar mitzvah that's coming up in 3 weeks. And this is all happening now. This is all stuff that I can't stop being a mom, and I can't stop planning this party that is a party of a lifetime. And so these are all like major things in my life. And I don't know, there's more coming at me. But and I have to hit Success Club, like all these things. And I had 2 Success Club points, by the way, until 3 days ago. So we won't even talk about that, but we can talk about that. So I've got to figure out that without letting this stress me out, because see, I'm starting to get like cystic acne from the stress, but that's not really happening. That's all going away too. That just happened. I don't know why. Maybe my period came early, but it's going away. Like I will not have a zit face for this party, and I will be at leadership. And I know these things are true, okay? So Jessica checked in with me a week later. She's like, okay, did you get your report? And I said, yes. I'm like, I have 13 points. She's like, you got 3 points in July? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, where did they come from? I'm like, they came from my new coaches, helping people. She's like, awesome. And it's aggregate of all my new coaches, each one might have done 150, whatever. Each one did 100. We got at least 1,500 points that month together. I hit Success Club, but none of my coaches did. God, if they had, I wouldn't be so tight right now. But the fact is the fact. So 13 points. She's like, Lee, that's awesome. You can do this. I'm like, I know it. I'm doing it. I know. So I'm sitting there going, okay. Every morning I check my coach office. Okay, where are my coaches at? Who's doing what? Probably shouldn't have picked up the phone calling them. I'm trying to get meetings with all of them. They're equally as busy as I am, right? You attract what you are. I can't even get on the phone with half of them. Okay, that's not going to stop me. I'm still doing everything I can. I know I need to hit Success Club, so I'm talking to people. I'm meeting people. I'm getting referrals from people and following up with people. I'm sending emails. So lo and behold, I wake up. I have actually a text that comes into my phone from a friend that I've known since high school, but we're not really friends. We're just acquaintances. Our kids go to camp together. I see her. I saw her this summer. She sees me on Facebook. She's like, hey, I need your help. I'm really out of shape. I'm not really feeling well. I broke my foot this summer. I'm so, I need you. I need what you do. And by the way, what you're doing on Facebook is working because you totally have me sold on what you're doing. So can we talk? I need your help. I was like, whoa, okay. There you go. There it is right there. Don't stop sharing because you don't know who's listening and who needs your help. So I said yes and planned a coffee date. And she's like, well, I can't do it. And anyway, it's like 10 days later. So I'm waiting to talk to her. Long story about that meeting short is she needs my help. She's willing to do what it takes. When someone's ready, they're ready. I presented her with 21-day fix, gave her the information. She said, send me the link. And that afternoon she purchased because she's ready. It wasn't magic. I had been dripping on her for years, okay? This is why you do the little things that don't matter. So she signed up. And then that, from a Success Club point, great. But from a feeling of inside how I felt that day, I could not have been more happy. I was almost crying. Like knowing that I could help her because she's not happy inside, like that fills me up more than anything. I mean, yes, I like my paychecks. Yes, I like the life I've created with Beachbody. But going out there and helping people and being passionate about what I do is why I continue to still do what I do and why I haven't drifted away into the realms of who is that coach that was a top coach one day. So I am at 4 Success Club points. I'm still way far from my goal, 40% there because I need 10, and I also need all my coaches to start doing what I need them to do. So I look in my coach office at all my coaches' reports, and I see that some of my new coaches have some points. One guy has 1 point, one gal has 2 or 3 points, someone else has a point. I'm like, okay, message everybody. Hey, how are you doing? What are you doing? Do you know about Health Bet? How can I help you? Can we create some incentives? What can we do? We figured out, let's help the fence sitters get off the fence. Let's offer them an incentive to try. Can you guys not hear me? I have my volume turned up. Someone can't hear. Let me see if I can mute you. 1 second. Okay, I can't do anything. So I'm having personal conversations with these people. We figure out an incentive that, I'm willing to throw a $25 gift card at somebody's coach, which they can't maybe do it, but I'm saying, helping you hit Success Club, you've got a fence sitter, let's help them get off the fence. So we're working on that. So they're out there. 3 days later, I go on and I look and, she's gotten 2 more points. I'm checking in with her. Hey, did you just help somebody? Yes. So-and-so that's been sitting on the fence, got off the fence and is ready to do this. And I got 1 more person that's looking like he might do it. And we're talking. And 2 days later, she's hit Success Club. Okay, great. Still going. I'm still helping her because, that's what we do. But also, I know that all the activity that all my coaches combine is going to make it work. So again, it is about in the way high realm of things. I'm trying to reach my goal. But what am I doing? I'm getting back to the basics. Helping my coaches. That's what it takes to be a leader. That's what it takes to qualify for things. That's what it takes to have success. That's what it takes to feel good about yourself and not feel like an imposter. If you read my blog and you follow me, you will see that I have imposter syndrome, right? crazy. Successful coach in the Millions Club, great. Like, I'm an imposter all my life, right? Like, yeah, I did that, but something must have been wacky. Someone must have screwed something up. Like, how did I, I'm just a little me. So anyway, if any of you feel that, you can read my post on my blog. But it's happening, right? So I wake up and I see that it's happening. I start tracking the volume. Like, I'm so obsessive on things. Like, I get in there, and every day, instead of like making more phone calls, I'm looking. Okay, how are my new coaches doing? There's 8 of them. Let's see, are they selling anything? Are they buying anything? What are they doing? And I add up all the points, and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, here we are. I'm at 4 successful points. I'm making my phone calls. I'm following up. I'm tracking everyone's numbers. And I see that I can probably get 3 points from the 1,600 or 1,700 volume points that are accruing from everyone in August. Okay, that's cool. My coach Sarah hit Success Club. That's the point that I hit Success Club, because I actually got assigned a coach who bought Challenge Pack if he stays around. That's what he does. Got to get to 10 anyway. So I'm hitting Success Club. So that's 2 points. The aggregate of the volume is 3 points right now. That's 5 points. Well, I had 15. I had 13. 13 and 5 is 18. I'm still not there. I need 2 more points. But I'm not giving up. I mean, you see how it's working, right? Like, I just do what I need to do. I don't give up. I set my mind right, and I just work with the people, and I'm just, I can recruit a new coach tomorrow. In fact, I have a phone call at 7 with one of my new coaches. I have this feeling inside that she's in the club. I know she can do it. I have to help her believe in herself, like Jessica helped me believe in myself, right? Like, she's so new, she doesn't even know what I'm talking about. She knows she likes Shakeology. She knows there's a list of at least 5 people who can help me. We've already talked about it. I got to align her with my goal, help her see that, yes, it's scary to go do this right now because there's only 8 days left in the month and it's going to fail. Let's help these people. And if they say, no, that's fine, they're not ready, but why not ask them? That's my 7 o'clock call. We help her see that she can do this. She has the opportunity to be a success starter. Heard about that. I need to align that in her mind too, that she gets it this month and the next month she's going to come to New Orleans with us. Again, she really doesn't know what this is all about. And that's okay. She wants to help people. That's why she's doing it. So I have to just manage her expectations along with mine and figure out, is there a way? Are there 3 people? I know there's at least 5, but is anybody going to be ready? And that's one of the hardest things that we have to deal with as because we have our goals and we have to trust, quoting Jeff Hill, we have to trust the process, right? The process is we talk to a lot of people, work out, we drink our shake, share on social or in person what we do, we follow up. That's our job. We invite people to join us and we teach them to do what we do. So we wake up, we work out, we drink our shake, we share on however we share on social or in person, and we invite and follow up. That is really the crux of our business. It doesn't really get beyond that. I will have to tell you that Danielle McConey look at our Saturday and she brought us in front of 1,000 or 500 people in the room. And that is exactly what she said. There's 5 things we do every day. We wake up, we drink our shake, we work out, we post on social, and we invite people to join us. Oh, we do our reading. We do our personal development. That's in there. So we wake up, she didn't really say that was one of the 5. Yeah, we do our workout, drink our shake, we do our reading, we share on social, and we invite people to join us. 5 things. So when we get back to those basics, and everything else will fall into place. It's just when we get focused on the points, we get focused on the numbers, and we get focused on the goal, we become, and I'm just going to quote the call again, the National Wake Up Call. If you didn't listen to it, you need to listen to it. We become a hunter. We're hunting for sales. We're hunting for people. You know what? There's this saying in the hunting world where you flee out of fright, right? If someone's hunting you, your gut instinct to run away. You scare people away. But if you can be a farmer, opposite of the hunter, where they are out creating a field and they are planting seeds, nurturing them, and they are watering them, and they are following up with people, and they are caring for people, and they're giving information to people, they're inviting more people, and they're making preparations, and they're running groups. We're the farmer. It's not as quick sometimes, but it's long lasting. So I just have to say that that's where we all want to be, and that's safe. And when we get to the frenzy that we're hunting our points, it becomes a different game, and it's a game. And I've been there. I actually sat down with someone once who was signing up to be a coach, and he told me that I was like, I can sense your desperation. Oh my God, I've never let that come in again. But I needed to hit Success Club for myself, not for anyone else. And he was my last 2 points. And I was making sure the meeting happened before the end of the month. And I was making sure, that he was doing this, that, and the other. It wasn't about him anymore. And oh my God, he felt it. And you know what? I think people can sense that. So I've really made an effort, even though sometimes it is about that last sale, to not let that show through. And if that's the case that they're not ready, then to find somebody else and have a backup and a backup and a backup to my backup. So even though I think I only need 2 points, right? Because I told you I think I have 18. You think I'm going to stop when I get to 20? Because what if I counted wrong? Or what if there's a return? Or what if? And I'm only going to close the month with 19 and miss my goal. Okay? This is part of who I am. This is how I'm built. And that's just, I can't change that. I will make sure I have 21 or 22 or 23 if I can. Because I'm going to be that retreat. I have to be. I know I will be. I mean, I'm there. And I have to do what it takes. And I didn't want to. That was the moral of the story. Is I gave up on myself because I didn't want to do what it took. I knew what it took. And whatever story I was telling myself, I didn't want to do it.
No.
Don't know why. Can't see where the sound is coming from. Just hold on. Hold on. Maybe that'll help. I don't know why I didn't believe in myself anymore. I don't know why I thought I couldn't do it. Because part of it was because it was going to be hard. And yeah, it is hard. But I guess the pain of the regret of knowing that I didn't try was greater than that I've given it my all and I didn't make it. Okay? And Carrie Casherly posted something today. I took a screenshot of it. It was this cute quote, and it totally hit home with me. And I can't even remember it. Hold on, I'm going to have to look at it, share it with you. Because it's probably taking it up. Said motivation comes from looking at the things you want and realizing what it takes to get it. And I have to say that was, and it's on Carrie's Facebook, that was exactly right? Like what motivated me? What motivated me to get off my butt and say, I can do hard? Because that's what it took. It took me saying, it's going to be hard and I might not do it. But if I don't try, then I gave up. And I was like, I was okay with giving up. 4 weeks ago, I had already, I probably gave up in February, truthfully. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not going to qualify for it this year, whatever. Maybe it wasn't February, maybe it was March. Whatever it was, I had given up on myself. And I don't know if any of you, it's hard. What we do is hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. We see these top coaches and we think, oh, well, they're just better than us and they're just this and they're that. No, they're just working their tails off. And believe me, they're making sacrifices. I've been there. I've been top 5, number 5 in the company. I know what it takes, okay? It takes talking to a lot of people. Now, if they do it online, that's great. I don't know. I didn't. So I had to talk to a lot of people. I did some online. That's not true. But I wasn't meeting people online. I was taking my customer leads, and then I was meeting people in real life, and they were all becoming my friends that I would talk to after my family went to bed, and I would talk to them on Facebook. So there was some bit of live going or online going on. But I made sacrifices the year I was top 10. And I have to say, I would do it over for that year because that experience was incredible and I learned a lot. Would I do that year after year after year? No. And you saw that I made it once and I didn't make it again because I think I needed to believe in myself and I needed to believe that I could. And that's part of what made me motivated to do it was that why can't I do it? Why not me? And that whole year, that was my mantra was why not me? Why not me? I'm no different than Barbie Decker and Monica Ward. Like, they're going to go on that trip. They're in the top 10. I see their names. So I just worked harder than anyone else, and I got my name moving up that list harder, higher and higher, so that in December when time came and I knew that, everyone would be giving it their all, I was like, I'm going to be high enough up that even if everybody gives it their all, I'm not going to drop below number 10 because I've worked my tail off all year. And why not me? So that was like kind of a combination of the two stories, but that was really where my mind was last month. And what changed was me, right? I mean, nothing else around me changed. I didn't enroll 10 coaches this month. I didn't, and I'm still not at Success Club 10, right? I'm at 6 today, and I wonder if 2 of them are going to go away because I don't know the guy that signed up. So in the back of my mind, since he hasn't replied to my email and he hasn't replied to my voicemail, like I sit there and think, are those points going away? So basically, I still need to help 3 more people. And I know maybe one of them, who they are, I've talked to somebody, and I think maybe she'll do it, but she's kind of told me funds are tight. So that's a maybe now. Now I have to go still find 3 new people. And I'm not discouraged. I know they're out there. But I have to find them. That's the hard we have to do. And then the rest of the hard that we have to do is we have to listen. And I think that's a really hard thing for us. For me, I know it is because I like to talk. So I've learned that in helping people, the more that I listen, the better I can serve somebody. And honestly, it took me a long time to get there. So as you go out and work with people, and yes, they need your help, and yes, they may or may not be ready. In fact, a referral came to me. This was another super high moment of my week. A referral came to me. We've been talking since I was at Summit, I think. And finally, she said, okay, can we talk on the phone? And I said yes and sent her my number, and she never called. And so finally, we connected yesterday. And she said to me, you can tell you're really passionate about this. And I was like, oh, you can still tell that? Like, I didn't know. Like, am I don't get the opportunity to, like, get so fired up anymore because I'm not out there meeting enough people, right? That's my choice. I don't like the result, but I can change it, right? Because you can change anything you want. So the long and the short of it is that she has 2 kids. They're 17 and 11. She hasn't worked out since the 11-year-old's been born. She's not overweight, but she's out of shape, and she's wanting to change. So we had a long discussion, and I said, I'll send you some stuff, and you can decide what's right for you, but here's the plan. The plan is drink a shake, move your body, and eat right, okay? So you can do it with any of these programs you want, but here's a good one, and it's only $140 right now. This is another good one, and I know your friend that referred me to you loves this one, so I'm going to send you both. One's kind of scary, like you might be intimidated by it, but I don't know. I don't want to set your mind up for you. Send me these 2 videos. So she sent me back a message like, I'm totally scared. Is this normal? And I was like, absolutely. And I said, I hope my enthusiasm isn't scaring you away. And she said, no, that's, I forget what she called it. She makes up some acronym and said that that's actually encouraging for her. She said when people have a story and they want to help others pay forward, and then she had some acronym, and it was really cute. And I was like, oh, okay. She had a smiley face. So I was like, at least I'm not bothering her. But I get so excited that I feel like I can bother people. But the feeling that I got when I hung up the phone with her is like, I'm going to help her. She wants to see her be around for her grandchildren. And before I hung up with her, I said, you know what? I think you want to do more than be around for your grandchildren. I think you want to play with your grandchildren instead of watching your grandchildren play. So I want to be around to watch my grandchildren play. I said, I'm going to change that statement for you. I think you want to be there to play with them, to throw them in the pool, to go down the slide with them, to run in the park, not just to watch them play. And she's like, you're right. And so when I sent her message, it's a follow-up with the video that says, remember, I'm here in your journey, and I want to be here with you to help you be able to play with those grandchildren. And honestly, that is how I feel. My other friend, both these women are my age. And I said, and not to be anytime in the near future either, because her daughter's 7. So I was like, she's planning the future, and I'm saying not anytime soon, right? And she laughed. But my other friend's also my age. She sent her first kid off to college. Her next kids are going in 3 years. And she doesn't want to be stuck as an invalid and an obese person. She sees me, and she's like, I want to be active and happy again. And so she's trusting me to do that for her. And I told her I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do anything other than be your cheerleader and your guide. And that's what we are. We are here to point people in the right direction and to motivate them and support them and believe in them. Before they believe that they can do it, we have to tell them when we know that they can do it. And then we're here to support them along that journey. And I have to thank Jessica. We took that silly picture because I was scared to death over what I had just committed to, and I knew it. And she's like, I'm glad we took that picture. And I was like, yeah, me too. But I did. I was like that was scary to me. What did I just say? She's like, you're going to do it. And I was like, I know, but that work is going to be hard. And I don't think I want that hard. But then the motivation for me was the opposite of that hard, was to know that I could have, or I could have tried and I didn't. And I think that part of when she said that I could do it and she believed that I could, those feelings of me saying giving up on yourself isn't the right thing to do, because I'd already done that, right? The year prior when I didn't make that, and that's part of the backstory of telling you this, when I didn't make that top coach in my region because I didn't try, because it was going to be hard, because I was going to be tired. I'm so glad that I tried and that I said, why not me? Because look at my life, right? I mean, I had a beautiful life. I had 3 kids and a happy marriage and enough. I had enough. And my heart was full. We struggled a little bit for certain things, but we were never, it could have been so much worse. We were fine. You know, my husband had a good job. We had our life. I couldn't do all the things that I wanted to, but I had given up my full-time job to be a mom. So my life has completely changed. At this point, I'm earning more than a full-time income again. I know I'm probably earning at least three times what I earned when I left my 6-figure job, when I retired from work, doing something that I absolutely love, helping a team of amazing people do the same thing. And the fact now is that we aren't struggling. We have things in our life that we can do that are, I feel like, gifts. So gifts because I'm giving all of me, and then look what I'm getting back. So think about the question I want to ask you tonight is to think about, are you doing everything that you can do, or are you giving up on yourself? And I'm not here to point any fingers, because believe me, I had given up on me. It's just, are you doing what you need to do? Do you know what it is you need to do? And if you don't know what it is you need to do, you need to talk to somebody to find out. Well, and I told you the 5 things, that's really what you need to do. And then as you do those 5 things, you work out, drink your shake, read your book, share on social, and invite people to join you. As you do those 5 things, you're going to be growing a team. And if you could teach your team to do those 5 things, I don't care how you teach them, you know, that's not the point of today, is that's all our business is those 5 things. So you can have 5 people doing those 5 things, and they're all telling 5 people, and they're all telling 5 people. You've just built a 6-figure income. It might take a while, depends on how often they want to talk to people, but honestly, that is all it takes. And it's hard, okay? You're going to hear no a lot. You're going to have to make sacrifices. I'm making sacrifices. I'm stressing myself out. I'm sacrificing my face, my skin. But is it going to be worth it? Yeah. I'm putting myself out there, getting uncomfortable. And I think that that's one of the things you also want to ask yourself. Are you willing to get uncomfortable? Because it's not fun. And there's certain, I get it. There's like 1 out of, I want to say 100, but maybe out of 30 or 60 people that loves that thrill-seeking adventure person that's always going to find the uncomfortable and go for it. But most people are not programmed like that. Most people are like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable here. I like it under my rock. I like it in my room. I like it in my house. I like my friends. I don't want to get uncomfortable. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to handle rejection. I'm okay if I don't make that success club because it's hard. Okay, that is, and I'm telling you this because this is where I was last month. Okay, I'm not saying that it's you. I'm just saying it's people in general. We're creatures of habit. We like comfort. But if you want something different, you got to do something and be something different. And it is uncomfortable. Every time you stretch yourself a little bit, it's uncomfortable. But you get used to the new you, and then you kind of keep having to stretch yourself. And so I think if I could look back and tell you what it is I'm comfortable, right? I've talked to mentors. I've talked to people. I've talked to Jeff Hill about this. I won't say dozens, but many times. And he's like, me, you're comfortable. You've achieved what you have set out to. And then until you want to get uncomfortable, I can't help you. And he's right. Like, I'm the only one that can make myself get uncomfortable. And if there's not a reason, you know, I've had quite a few friends that have reasons to get uncomfortable once they're comfortable. They're comfortable, they get uncomfortable, they get comfortable again, and then all of a sudden, oh wow, this happened and I gotta get uncomfortable. And it's not easy, but they've done it. Fortunately, I'm not in that place. Well, I'm finding myself in that place this month. I need to get uncomfortable. And I'm doing it because I'm motivated to get to the other side. And I think that's what it takes is, and that's when people say you have to find your why. So if you're sitting there going, I don't know my why, you might not need to get uncomfortable and you might not want to. But when you can dig deep enough and into it far enough to know that I'm not happy with something, I don't know what it is, whatever it is, it's hard when you say like, I want to earn this much money, because that's not a tangible thing. When you have an emotional something that you're tied to, like for me, it was this trip, right? I wanted to be on this trip. I wanted to be there. I've been there for 6 years. This is the thing that I love the most about Beachbody is getting to know the other leaders and being there with my team. I have team members qualified this year. This is the first year that Carrie Henze is our leader that's going. And I was like, well, she'll just have to go and report back to us because I guess I'm not a leader this year. Right? So totally, those are negative thoughts. Those are giving up on yourself thoughts, and that's where I was. So, and honestly, all I can tell you is what changed is someone believing and someone pushing me to get uncomfortable. For me, not for her, for me. And then at the same time that I started that mission, I started the ultimate reset, which again, I don't know if that was a good decision or not. Right now, I'm kind of hungry. Monday 20, and if I can't find the right thing to eat, my default is to not eat, and that's not good either. So I have food that I prepared in the other room that I will go eat. It's not necessarily the right food, but it is on the plan food. So I will be eating according to the plan, but it's not according to the day's menu. That's okay. I'm giving myself some permission to eat right and just not, I have to eat. So but what I'm learning through that process is that I feel better when I eat better and I do the things I need to do for my body. But I have to tell you, in my life today, those things are not easy, okay? I have 4 kids. They all need to be in a different place at a different time. Sometimes they need to be picked up at the same time. They don't all even have phones. My husband just actually called me and said, I'm getting Lucy a phone right now. And I was like, oh my gosh. He had to pick her up and he was late. We can't get a hold of her. And she's sitting out there going, I can't call anybody. She's probably crying. He's like, I've had it with it. So there comes a point where, I have, convenience is something that I value, but I don't know that I value it more than I value my health. And I'm starting to realize that I've been going with convenience and I've been neglecting my own personal health. I'm a fitness coach, but I don't feel like I'm fit all the time. Got a little muffin top that hangs over. And everyone's going to, I have 4 kids, I'm going to have skin in my belly, but it was not just skin in my belly. I was starting to feel fat. I could see the fat on my body, and I don't see as much of it today. And I know that if I do this for 3 more weeks and I go back to week 2's eating maybe, or week 1's eating, but I am mindful of my eating, I can control that too without starving myself, which is the other way to control things. So, and I've never been anorexic, but I do see how that can happen because I can be in control. That's not what it's about. It's about being mindful and being aware. And so I think this is, I'm learning a lot, and I'm hoping that I can coming across and being able to share with you and you guys getting something out of this. But I think that the biggest thing is that I kind of gave up on my fitness too, right? Like I was like, well, I was a success story. I was a top coach. I was a leader. Those are all like, such, I want to say crap thinking, right? Being an asshat when I say that. That is just, who thinks like that? Right? And better than that. So these last 21 days, 22 days, like I didn't start the reset right after Summit, but like I reset my mind all through all of this. And I really think that we all fall into those habits. So just get back to the basics. There was another quote that I took. I listened to the National Wake Up Call today, and Jeff spoke to me. He always seems to. You might not see the results right away. That was in the call, right? But you have to trust the process. Easy to get frustrated because it's not working fast enough. Well, the one thing that we have in our control when that happens, I've been there, is just talk to more people. Find a way to reach more people. Find a way to give more value, okay? More will come back to you, I promise. But you can't expect to just put in the time and have everything bounce right back to you. There's, if you've read The Compound Effect, it really takes like that momentum of doing the small, little, unimportant things that you think don't matter. They add up over time. Crazy amounts, okay? So the other thing I wrote, is I loved what Megan said about tracking her activity. This is a way you can do it. So right, I said it was those 5 things. So for her, she went and took those 5 things, and I don't know what her 5 things are. She didn't share them, but let's say it's work out, drink your shake, read your book, share on social, and invite people to join you. And with that one goes follow up. So maybe 6 things, follow up. Okay? Maybe you want to add in there. Say happy birthday on Facebook to your friends. Reach out to 3 new people. Make 5 new invites. Whatever your things are, have 8 or 10 things. Color code them. Write out the things that fall into that color. Like, okay, yellow is working out. Okay, I'm doing P90X at P90X3. Here's my schedule. I'm going to check off the yellow container today. Cool. I did all my things in the yellow container. Maybe it's work out and drink your shake, go in the yellow container. Your blue container is do your reading. Maybe your purple container is share it on social. So you share a little bit about your workout. You share a little bit about your shake. You share a little bit about what you learned. Okay, so you're sharing. Okay, so if you're checking these things off just like you do, how good do you feel when you're following the 21, raise your hand if you feel good when you're following the 21-day fixed eating plan. Who feels awesome when they finish all their containers? Whoa, right? As long as I don't eat like 4 yellows, I'm like, oh. You feel good. So if you can find a way to make yourself accountable to yourself, maybe it's the container tracking, maybe it's not, maybe you just have a to-do list. I don't know. It sounded kind of fun to me, something that clicked with me. I'm going to open it up. I have no idea what time this is. I have if you want to be on the phone, you can hang up, obviously. If you want to talk for a few more minutes, you can. But I can let you unmute. If you want to ask me any questions, I'm totally open to whatever you want to hear. I mean, I don't know if there's any more that I can say, but anything you have, ask away. By the way, till someone interrupts me, I'm going to share with you what's going on in the background. The call started. The voices started in the background. I don't know. My husband must have dropped some kids off. I don't know who or what or how. And there's yelling and screaming, and I'm sitting here as a mom going, oh my gosh, something. I mean, there's 3 kids out there. Or no, actually only 2 probably. There's probably just like a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old. But it sounds like there's 6 kids out there. I don't know what's going on. And I'm thinking, this is my priority. I have blinders on. So I think this month, that's part of my philosophy is I have blinders on. I have goals. I am working on my nutrition. I am accountable to myself. I am going to this leadership conference. I am helping my coaches do what they need to do. And I'm showing up for my team. Okay? Those are my blinders. I don't think I'm doing so much more than that. Planning a bar mitzvah and I'm doing a million other things. But that's like a mini wedding, by the way, for those who don't know. The planning part of it. So is it hard? Absolutely. From Susan. Thank you for sharing your journey. You're welcome. Thank you. Rest of your chat. Was there a question too? I don't think I'm inspirational, guys. I mean, thank you for saying that. I think my motivation is to be better, to be the best me that I can be, and to keep going for what I know I deserve and what I want. And I think all of you are just as motivated, is just as inspiring. I mean, and I hope, I'm glad I can inspire you, but I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I'm just doing it. And that might be inspiring for some. Do I write my goals down or make a vision board? I haven't in a long time. And I should, because I know that right now with visualizing this trip, that's part of what's helped me get there. Waking up and seeing pieces of it fall in place helped me realize it's happening, which just only creates more and brings more. So, and I'm also, the other thing that I do have to say I did this month is my personal development. Sometimes I'm slacking. I listened to the power of positive, power of the word, power of the affirmation, power of the positive word. Hold on, let me picture of it. I listened to this book, and I listened to it twice already in my car, because I'm in my car a lot. The power of the spoken word. It has Bible references all in it. I'm Jewish, okay? I don't know whose Bible it's talking about. I don't care. I believe in God. So I'm not preaching to anybody to go do and change your religion, okay? That's the first thing. I don't know who wrote this and how she wrote it and what she... And I related to her and everything she said. It's all about your beliefs and what you do to help bring them to you and knowing that you can do something. And it kind of probably helps feed my mind, honestly, because it's easy to get caught up in that. Oh, thank you, Susan. I can only be, I guess sharing that I didn't qualify for something that I qualified for 6 years and taking it for granted was probably the hardest thing that I had to do, was to write that and put it out on social media in the public. This was hard, but I felt like that made it more real. And then the fact that I knew I was doing it. So yeah, I'm going to plaster the heck out of it. I mean, I haven't done it, but I'm doing it, and I'm going to do it no matter what. So thank you for saying that. I understand that. Okay, so helping you guys think, why not you? That's really what I do want. I want you to think, why not you? I can look at each one of your faces and I can see your whys in my mind. If we've had conversations, I know what you want, and I sit there and think, are you doing everything that you need to be doing to get there? So ask yourself that question right now. Do you still want that thing that we talked about? Do you believe in that you deserve it? Are you doing everything in your power to get there? Or are you okay with doing less and not getting there? Is that a reality? Is that okay? Because honestly, if that's okay, then I can't help you do anything different. And that's where I think I get stuck in helping people. Because I have a gift in seeing that what people want and how they can get it, right? I know that they're programmed and designed to be able to achieve that. Because not everyone, but anyone that believes they can. I do believe that. And I work with a lot of people that have the belief that they're not good enough and that they can't do it. And it kills me, because when I work with them, I even have former coaches, like people that have wound up leaving Beachbody. And part of me is just like, want to hit them alongside the head. Like, of course you're not going to achieve that. You don't even believe you're worth it, or you can achieve it. You think it's for someone else that's better than you. And that's what I want you guys to get out of your minds, is that there's no one better than anybody else. That you will find what you want when you set your heart's desire on fire to get it, and you do the work to get there. And it's hard, and it's going to take sacrifice, but it's like, well, pick your heart, as Autumn says, right? Your current situation that you're in, that you want to get out of, or that you're in that you want to change, is also hard. And if it's not, then you're not going to change, and that's okay too, because you really don't want to, and that's perfectly fine, right? I've been there for a long time. I'm like, it's okay. I'm good. I like it. I like my life. I don't want work to be hard right now. And I'm going to give you permission to say, don't beat yourself up if you're okay where you are. Enjoy what you've created. Enjoy the people you're helping. Enjoy your life, and be okay with that, because that's part of the beauty of this business too. I'm not saying like quit and go like, crazy with anything, but you need to be present, and you can't be blinders on, work hard, whatever. You can't do that all the time, right? Lives change and commitments change, but when you have a goal and you're out for it, believe me, you can't not keep going. Because as soon as you give up on yourself, then that's it. Well, believe me, I thank you for never giving up on us and never giving up on yourself, and that's what's inspiring. I'm a steady coach. Well, honestly, I feel that over the last year, I have given up. I mean, I haven't given up. I believe in everybody, but I haven't been driven like I've usually driven, and I kept feeling like I'm broken and what's wrong, and why am I not doing what I used to do, and I'm not good enough. And so then I believed it. Look what happened. It didn't serve me at all. Like, those beliefs were not true. And I mean, I don't think I was very inspiring then. I mean, I had a lot of customers, so yeah, I still had volume. But I honestly think that just finding your reasons for what you want, and knowing that you can be okay where you are, but if you're not, then you have the power. And just know that you have the power. Okay? Just believe that part, because it's so true. And again, I know not for everybody, it's totally like, I don't know, like it might not be anything that matters. You're totally fine and happy with your life. You just want to hobby and Beachbody, and totally fine. I feel like for a while, that's what I do. Like I can just help some people and it's fine. But when you're going for your goal, you kind of have to go all in. All right, I think I've preached to you long enough. Anyone else have anything they want to ask? So thank you guys for showing up. I love you too, Danny. It's really special to know that if I just inspire one person to do 1/10 of what I've done, I know that that's a lot. Okay? So if you want to do 100% or 400% of what I do, like that's totally up to you, because we all have the power. Like I look at the top people in the company and I talk to them, I know them, and honestly, they're no different than any of us. They're driven, and maybe we're not one day, but that's the difference. Is they believe that they deserve and that they can, and they will, and they do. I think that that's what you want it. You don't. It's no secret. I just told you the 5 things you need to do. Okay, I'm going to repeat them again. Everyone wakes up. You all wake up every day. Work out, drink your shake, do your reading, share on social, and invite people to join you. Invite them to join your challenges, invite them to join your team, teach them to do the 5 things, okay? And I don't want to swear, but it's that effing simple. We make it so complicated, okay? It's not. There's so many different ways to get distracted. Cassie. Yeah. It's really not, okay? So just do that. Do it every day, day in and day out, and it will change your life. I promise you. As much or as little as you want, okay? But just believe that you can have a team of thousands of people if you stay consistent. I mean, it's been 9.5 years, guys, okay? Any of you can do it faster than me, but you have to want it. That's what you have to want, okay? And then you just help your 5 people, help their 5 people, and now you've got 35 people. And help those 35 people, help 5 people, and you've got 305 people. And that math isn't right, by the way. But you get the point. You think I'm smart with that? That was just made up. But it sounded like right. And now I have a little spirit running software. But yeah, that's it. It's really that basic. And I'm here to help you. I'm here to struggle with you. My challenge group suck. 2 people have said yes to my health bet. They are my coaches. Okay. Like I did all this work and I got to try different things. Do the e-cards. Peggy shared about that. I think, I don't know if she shared it in my group. Jen Kelly might have, but use the e-card about the health bet and invite people to join. The health bet, I think someone talked about this earlier. It's not there for somebody to win $1,000, okay? Enough people are going to play. Everyone's going to win. I don't know what they're going to win. I don't think anyone's going to win $1,000. Maybe, but if everyone does what they're supposed to do, we're probably going to win 5 or 10 or 20 bucks, right? The point of that whole health bet, the Beachbody health bet, is to get people to wake up, work out, drink their shake, check in with their accountability group. You notice we have to use the app, right? There's a reason. We need to create communities. We need to be adding value. We need to be helping people. So that's the purpose of the bet. I mean, yes, Carl's funding it. It's exciting. It's getting help tracker, even being more traction out there in the iPhone store, whatever. But it's about helping people. So just get back to that and just, I mean, everybody can help a lot of people this month. Month's not over. I still have to help probably 3 to 5 more people this month. And I don't know who they're going to be yet. Okay? But I know they're out there and they're waiting for me. So I need to connect. I need to put myself out there so that they can connect with me. And that's part of knowing and owning that. Okay? So that power of this, was it power in the spoken word? I think it was. Believe and speak your truth and what you are after. And then you will find that it is brought back to you. Okay? There's something, I don't know what they call the people. Are they is it metaphysics? What is that called when you visualize and materialize things? Is it manifest? Okay, yeah, it's manifesting. There's like a person. Is it metaphysics, like the study of that? I don't know. As I was listening to this book, they talk about these people that are like consultants or they're like counselors, but they're like these manifestors. You go see them and they help you manifest. I don't know. I think they're called metaphysicists. I don't know. But anyway, I'm intrigued by that right now. So that's what I'm looking to and reading and listening to in the car. I switched over to another book. So I'm trying, I'll get off the phone, I promise, in a second. I'm trying to be more like Carl. Like who are the people that you admire, right? Carl Deichler, man, that man is amazing. He listens and reads like a banshee, okay? I don't know how he can do it. He's reading probably 5 books at a time and really reading them. But he mentioned a book a few weeks or a month or two ago. I don't have a memory at all. I have to look it up on my phone. But I'm listening to that in the car now. So I already listened to The Power of the Spoken Word twice, and I have Audible, so I'm downloading these books on my phone on Audible, and I'm going to tell you this other book I'm listening to, and it'll probably be really boring for you. The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Okay? That's also part of my mind. The Hard Thing About Hard Things. And it's about a CEO who, and a founder of a company, and it's a tech book, and, you know, I was a techie, so at least I can relate to some of it. Those of you that have never been in that world might just be like, oh my God, what is he talking about? It just might not be for you. But again, there's little lessons in everything. And I look at Carl and I think about, why is he so successful? Because he is driven for a goal. He's not stopping. He's up in his goal, and he's continuing to help more people. And I admire that, because he has enough. Right? He's created $1 billion company with a ton of wealth, and he could stop. He doesn't stop. So I like study that. Well, what makes him keep going? And then he's so just into reading. So I'm just trying to learn more. So that's where I'm at. And I wanted to share that. So those are the books that I have. I've got like 6 more on my Audible. So the next one I crack open, I'll let you know. Okay, guys. Have a good night. Unless there's anything else, let me look in the chat real quick. Okay. Sounds like that. I'll turn off the recording. If you have any questions, you can post in the group. Thank you all for being here tonight. Have a great night. I'm going to go eat my sweet potato soup that I made. I made it up, but it's all been made up.
Thank you, Lee. Bye-bye.
Guys, thank you. Thanks for staying up, Peggy.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. Hard things.